Which one are we doing?
57.
No, this is episode 57?
I thought it was 58.
Yeah, for real.
Whatever
Go to the
it is.
YouTube. Go to the YouTube.
Hey, come on.
Go to the YouTube.
Man,
Are you recording right now?
I am.
Alright, hey, this is
We smoke some white gold.
So this is either episode 57 or 58. Romo's checking right now. This is the squad is fully assembled. Chris,
Assembled, I like that. Squad, assembled.
What's on the agenda? What's on the dais over there?
Conspiracies.
Oh, what we're doing?
55.
55.
From what I've loaded up.
Yeah.
So
How many?
I got 56 in the chamber that I gotta load up.
Yeah.
This is 57.
This is 57. Alright, so confirmed right now. Chris said this is episode 57. White gold.
57! 57!
He did it. White gold.
Special shout out to Cash App for sponsoring this episode. Appreciate you, Cash App.
Hell yeah.
Manscaped.
Alright. Hell yeah, I wish. I'd love to give me one of them, bro. I'm still doing it the old school way, chopping my shit, you know what I'm saying? Nicking and shit.
Yeah, I used a Panasonic one. Panasonic? Philips?
Is it one like the Manscaper that has like, it won't nick you at all?
No, I get nicked.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
I get
Like,
nicked.
I want to try it out. I want to see if it's true.
Nick.
I want to see if it's true, if it really won't nick you, you know what I'm saying?
Right. So shout out to man. So hook us up.
Yeah, Manscaped.
Yeah.
Alright.
Is that conspiracy or not?
We might get up to 22 subscribers if we get a sponsor. Alright, so Diego, so do you got a conspiracy you wanna throw in there?
I think I should probably put mine towards the end.
Alright, Chris, you got a conspiracy here?
Well, no, I want to hear about the.
Oh, that's true. Romo.
Romo? You're aching?
That's right.
Yeah. No, I really wanted to hear.
You
Me
want to
too.
hear about the Japanese Unit 731?
Yes.
Exactly those people?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it was a side unit that the Japanese Empire had during World War II. It lasted from 1937 to 1945. They had a cover for it. And the cover for it was they were experimenting to help soldiers survive like starvation, disease on the battlefield, dehydration, things like that. What they weren't telling you was how they were conducting these experiments. What they would do, this unit especially, would go in the places in Manchuria after they conquered most of the villages and the cities when the Japanese Empire were on their island conquesting campaign.
Manchuria is an island?
Manchuria is in China.
But they conquered,
They conquered it. So Japanese conquered Manchuria and started doing tests in Manchuria, is what you're saying?
They conquered all of these places, especially in Manchuria and some parts of China, and they started doing these experiments. And how they did these experiments was really heinous and was really fucked up.
Boy, when Romo busts out a big vocabulary word like that, you know some real shit.
Heinous.
I mean, it was. Think about it. I mean, we could all be drinking the same water from the faucet or something. These are small villages, remember. They got the same watering hole. What they would do is they would take an infection or a bacteria and put it in the watering source and let it infect the townspeople. Now, the townspeople wouldn't know about this until the Japanese soldiers in hazmat suits would come in and, line everybody up from the town, grab one person. These are eyewitness reports, by the way.
Wait, so this is during World War II or after?
It's during World War II.
So in the 40s, 1940s.
So there's pictures, probably?
We could probably
Hold
find some
on,
documents.
Chris.
Oh, my bad. I'm jumping ahead.
Now, they would take these people and they would pin them down to the ground and open them up. They would have a doctor open them up, as in, actually open their body
Cut
up.
them open?
Cut them open while they're alive.
No anesthesia?
No anesthesia or anything.
Wow, that is heinous.
And would see what the disease was doing to their body as they were alive. Like, at that moment.
When their heart was still
They
beating
did
and
it to
shit.
kids,
That's
they
what
did
they
it to women.
That's crazy, bro. That's like lab rats, basically. That's what we're treating them like. That. I mean, that's how scientists treat lab rats when they're studying diseases. They're just like, oh, let's see if you have any tumors up in you. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, that's fucked up.
Instead of they could have easily killed them first and then.
They could have. That would have been too humane.
They probably did that to the people that would resist. As soon as you see that, I mean, of course, you're not gonna want to fucking stand there and do that.
Right.
You're gone. I would bolt, and they would kill them, and
I
still do
can't
the
even
same
imagine
thing.
the pain.
It was many different experiments that happened during this time, and evidence points that they were trying to infect the United States with it. because there were bombs that they were sending from the coast of Japan and trying to get them to land on the coast of America. Now they did land, and I think they got as far as Chicago, where one person died from a random bomb that they sent on a weather balloon from across the way. Now what they were trying to do was send a disease over here.
What if the only way to stop the sending of this disease to our beautiful nation is to nuke these sons of bitches?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's been at least 5 minutes. I don't think we cussed in the first 5 minutes.
Oh, we're not supposed to cuss?
Well, if we ever want to get
monetized.
Yeah. Oh, I already screwed that up.
Oh, well, we're not funding
We
this
can
episode.
edit it out.
Well, for future reference.
Beats everywhere.
Right.
Sound like Jerry Springer.
If we want, it doesn't
Wait. So I presented a conspiracy theory, and then you started. So is that the conspiracy theory? Is that what we had to bomb?
No, it's not over.
Is that what we had to bomb them though?
No, we had to bomb them because
that's conspiracy. We don't know.
You have to think about this.
Okay, that's what you're saying.
Japan was from the islands. There was no reinforcements. There was no type of, and they were fighting. Non-stop on these islands, even without ammo, without reinforcements, without anything. So to take the main island of Japan, it was almost, I can't remember the number, but it would have taken upwards to 3 to 4 million American soldiers to at least take the island, the capital of Japan, instead of just bombing these cities. Because the Japanese people, they were not going to surrender. And the propaganda was so bad that even if the Americans were to take these towns, the people might sacrifice themselves anyways. So to have them submit instead of having to do that instead probably saved a lot more people.
So wait. They were developing this shit in Manchuria, which is in China, but we bombed Japan. Interesting.
Because we probably wanted to take over that little thing and do it for ourselves and shit.
We knew about it.
Did we gangman that? Oh yeah, so
we knew about it. No, we knew what the fuck they were when we found out about this because eventually they took Manchuria back and they found out about a lot of this stuff that happened. But because of what?
Is all these experiments that were done on people? Is this why the term Manchurian Candidate came to be? Because he said they're trying to create super soldiers. Basically, is that you think maybe that's why that Manchurian Candidate? Because Manchurian, if you don't know what that's about, it's a movie. It's about a guy who was programmed to be a presidential assassin. He didn't know it, but there was a way for him to be like, it was a code word. He was triggered, and the word, that's why they call him Manchurian, because he was tested on and created in Manchuria.
Because you always got to, that could be a possibility because the leader of this program in Japan was actually the leader of the MK Ultra program.
In Japan. MK Ultra had a lot of different leaders in different countries. Yeah, in different countries.
And then I imagine that now that leads to the K-pop and shit like MK Ultra stuff.
Oh, yeah. Now here's the thing:
the whole music industry.
Japan will never admit to this because in the terms of surrender, what happened was the Americans told them they had to turn over all this information, or else they would expose them to the entire world of what happened. Because when the Russians were the ones that found it, I think. Either way, somebody found it, and they found these towns, found what they were doing. Well, the Japanese were like, okay, we'll give you the information. Okay, but just gives us all amnesty. Like, we surrender, we get away scot-free, like, there's no reparations. Amnesty, my bad. Amnesty. So the Americans agreed to it because they wanted to bring the end to the war already. Like, they didn't want to do another bombing. They just want to bring the end to this damn war already.
This is after the second bombing, right? Did they do two?
Yeah.
Nagasaki and Hiroshima.
This is the terms of surrender. Meaning when peace is done, like the general surrender, there's terms that have to be dished out. It's either unconditional or terms of surrender. Unconditional means there's no terms. It's you surrender. That's it. We win. Terms of surrender is okay. Now we're going to discuss it. Now we're going to see if we're going to really surrender.
Like Paperclip involved Nazi scientists, right? Coming over here to the United States. From what I understand, that's how they created NASA.
Yeah, Paperclip. They say that a lot of those doctor scientists at the Nuremberg trials, they was all a farce. Basically, what you saw at Nuremberg was the fall guys, the fall German scientists. The real evil ones, the real genius ones, were basically taken and split up amongst Russia and the United States, and Yep. Yeah.
But
Well, they're the ones who were actually in the space race. They were just
Yeah,
racing each
yeah.
other.
The Germans basically created all that shit. They created the bomb. They created all the rockets. It was them. We just allowed them to do it on our soil because we told them you're gonna be American.
now, in these terms of surrender with Japan, because we wanted to end the war so quickly, we just assumed that they would send over all the information. That'd be okay. That'd be it. Well,
They japped us.
They sent half the information that we couldn't use at all about what they did, except for some of the operations that they were planning on doing to the Americans. And they burnt the rest of it. They burnt all the evidence as far as what happened to Manchuria, what happened to some of these people in China, the island people probably. They burned all of it. And there's no evidence that Japan will never admit to this. They will never admit that they did this, but there are a lot of eyewitnesses and whatnot that testify against that.
So we went over there and we went to Super Mario Land and we started talking about it. The Japanese, they'll probably arrest us.
Oh yeah.
Think so?
It's like you would at Germany and tried the Holocaust didn't happen. Motherfucker, get the fuck out of here before we fucking kick your ass.
Yeah.
Anyhow, you got a conspiracy? That was a good one. Clap.
Very good one. Very good one.
Wait. We need a proper conspiracy. Nah, I ain't gonna do it.
Yeah, do it.
No, I was gonna put a sound.
Oh.
Yeah, you want me to do that though. Come on.
The conspiracy.
Was that the sound?
Nah.
No, you can't do it.
No, didn't you have another one?
What?
You had another conspiracy about.
I have a lot of them, Chris.
We both had another one because I can't think of any right now.
Man.
'Cause I know you had two at least. There was a second one that you had talked about.
Well, I got that one from a video game, which is kind of weird, but it made sense.
About the black man?
What? No. I got that from just years of research.
Alright, what about the video game?
If some people have ever played Call of Duty Black Ops, have y'all ever noticed with Mason, yeah, he gets brainwashed, he gets turned into this to kill Kennedy. Have you ever thought about it, like maybe that's what really happened to Kennedy, was that there was sleeper agents that killed him, that were captured by the Russians or somebody? Black Hand? Whoever.
Bitch is just like the Manchurian Candidate. The same kind of thing.
This fool. But could it have been that we had
I do believe that.
either, Federal Reserve sleeper agents that did it, Black Hand sleeper agents that did it, or Russian sleeper agents that did it? But could it have been that were actual Americans we could never suspected?
Right.
Because nobody ever thought that. Well, who was it? Oswald or was it Ruby that shot him?
Oswald, they say Oswald shot
Oswald.
Kennedy and Ruby shot Oswald.
So
Yeah,
could it have
Ruby
been
shot
double? Like that's what it was. They were sleeper agents that could have been kidnapped on broad daylight and then
is that?
brainwashed. Because you could pull that off back in the time. You
Right,
can go and kidnap somebody in broad daylight. It's kind of fucking hard to find you. Nobody sees it.
Right. I mean, they didn't have cameras everywhere and shit.
They have cameras everywhere. Like you had to go by eyewitness reports. You had to go by tire tracks, and then alibis and whatnot. This is old school investigation reporting. So there was no DNA. There was no anything back in the '60s. So
As far as we know.
Huh?
As far as we know, when was Roswell? That's a conspiracy that I think that a lot of our technology came after Roswell. That's when they made contact with
You
us.
think maybe they
The
reverse
Braves.
engineered the technology they found in Roswell and that's what they've been doing?
Possibly.
That's crazy, bro. I never
Because
thought about
technology
that.
has advanced
When
incredibly
was
fast.
Roswell?
1959 or 60?
I thought it was.
Look it up, Romo.
You got it.
If you want that.
Maybe 54?
I think when was Roswell? I think he's
Something like
right.
that.
I think he's right.
I don't know.
And then, I mean, y'all were talking about right now they're talking about it, right? Like it's a thing, but they haven't really admitted if it's like
Yeah, I mean,
government
I
tech.
thought the government said that UFOs were real.
Right, UFOs, but they haven't necessarily said aliens yet. They just
That's
said
true.
unidentified flying objects, so it could be like Russian tech.
I'm a big
Chinese
believer
tech.
that area,
1947.
Oh, 47.
47.
I'm a big believer that in Area 51,
Mhm.
there's nothing.
Yeah.
Do you think that there's other places where there is something?
Yeah,
though?
exactly.
You
Yeah,
think
I
Area
think
51
Area
like,
51's just
To distract people.
exactly.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. You tell people where it's at, they start wondering what could be in there instead of where other places they could be hiding.
Right,
Because
right.
even if it was all real,
Right,
you know?
Man,
It's not like they could fit everything in one central location, and then why would they? Just in case anybody ever came and wanted to take it away, like fighting wise or in a war.
I can tell you an old conspiracy that was, I can say world renowned, but what happened to the Romanov family? That was a conspiracy for a minute until they finally kind of figured out who did it. It was what was it? It was the Bolsheviks who really did it. Took him in the Winter Palace when it was the White Army, which was actually the British, the Americans, and the actual supporters of the Tsar going in trying to stop the Bolsheviks from doing what they're doing and actually almost making it to this place in the Ural Mountains. And they didn't make it in time. Like, but they were about maybe at least 5 to 3 miles away from being able to rescue the Tsar Nicholas II and his family. Well, they didn't make it in time because by the time they got there, they went to a basement to where they were being held at. They found bullets everywhere, blood everywhere, but no bodies. I think they found a few bodies. No, they didn't find.
What year was this?
This was in 1919.
Dang.
Damn, I like how he knows that.
Yeah.
Was it here?
No, Russia, right?
This is Russia.
Czars and stuff. But I know we were all involved. Was it like Secret Service? I mean,
I wouldn't think.
Like CIA.
Black can't have control of it because the Bolsheviks were.
You know what I heard?
There's like the Fed, the bankers.
We just talked about how the experiments they would do to brainwash people, turn you into a soldier, like a super soldier, super agent, quote unquote. One of the things I heard, because they made a big kerfuffle about Anastasia and what happened to her. Like, some people say she ended up somehow making it out alive, but the one I heard is that she was taken by the Black Hand and brainwashed, turned into a soldier against Russia.
Man,
yeah, that's pretty fucked up.
Black Widow. But
there is a possibility too, because what happened on that night, whereas the Tsarina's, the Tsar, and the kids all wore their jewelry, which was like expensive as jewelry. And when they first shot them, they're shooting them with like 22 round bullets, and they were not penetrating that.
Man, because they had like real emeralds and shit and rubies and fucking
silver,
diamonds.
gold, and shit. So it was like having armor plating on. So when they shot him, they didn't go through it first. So they had to literally, open fire on him just to try to kill him. So she could have survived that shot. But
So who was in the wrong in that situation? Should the family have been killed? Were they connected
They
with
were the last hope for real Russia.
Mm.
They were the last. They're the last remnant of actual Russia from back in the where Russia's supposed to be the quote unquote like the watchdog of Europe. You know what I'm saying?
it took them.
Like where they get watchdog over here or some shit kind of.
Right before it
Over
turned
here
into
wasn't
Russia.
really. This was still like new.
But now
Now
we're some kind of watchdog,
we're
right?
supposed to be right, but we really, according to a lot of people, we've abused a lot of our
Powers.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Afghanistan, Iraq. I can just I go on.
That's true.
South
Iran.
America.
Yeah.
I can go on.
But
Well, Britain was like supposed to be like that too, right? But they abused it a lot.
Britain got really. I mean, they say all roads lead to Rome, because they'll say you'll always find that all the worst shit leads back to the Roman or the Vatican or whatever.
Right.
But a lot of the shit goes right back to Great Britain too.
But they're connected to the Vatican.
Yes, they are.
That's the conspiracy, right?
They're a puppet of they're a puppet arm of the Vatican. They say the
Right.
Vatican is the religious.
It's the right hand side.
Yeah.
The right hand of it.
Yeah, they say Britain is, I think, the money center, business center, and then America is supposed to be like
The military, the weapons.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. I have a theory that kangaroos aren't real. Like somebody mixed humans with donkeys or something
What the fuck?
to make kangaroos, bro. Because that shit's weird. Australia, it's something to do with Australia. There must have been like a mutant bomb or something in Australia because they got some weird
I
animals.
mean,
Oh,
kangaroos
yes.
can look like humans.
Yes, they have
Look.
weird animals over there.
They look weird, bro. Than the
they have, like, every animal over there can kill you.
And then
Exactly.
every
Even
single
the frogs can kill you.
there's like big ass spiders and shit. We get beat up by kangaroos. There's bats that are like big as
Kangaroo
foxes.
bots.
Yeah, they fucking
The
kick you,
bots.
bro. But all the koalas, they all have chlamydia and shit.
They have around 140 snakes.
Chris, is that wait? Are you being serious?
Yeah,
the
look that
animals
up.
can give you like armadillos. Like if you were to skin an armadillo and make a bell or anything, or even just eat it, I think it'll give you syphilis.
Whoa.
Yeah, their blood will give you syphilis.
Whoa.
Yeah, you have to
Drain it and shit first.
Get a transfusion now, bro.
Yeah, so you'll need penicillin. And that's if you're not even allergic to penicillin, because I think penicillin's the only thing that'll get rid
Take
of
it out, yeah.
syphilis.
See,
Alright.
And there's some people that penicillin doesn't work for them at all, like it doesn't do anything. Yeah. So
wait,
I don't
what
know
is
how
it?
works.
What kind of poison was it? From a snake?
I don't know, from
He
snake.
said syphilis. Oh no.
Yeah.
From armadillo.
From armadillo, yeah.
I was gonna say just suck it out and spit it out,
Man,
but
I've seen a lot
That's
of
weird.
I've seen a lot of dead armadillos on the side of the road when I go to work.
Kind of sad, right? It was upside down, little
Yeah. I've seen one that was like cracked.
Oh, man.
there's a conspiracy. Oh wait, but if you look up if koalas, yeah, they all have chlamydia.
I used to kangaroo.
What the fuck?
I
Not
mean,
koalas have chlamydia.
we joke about what's the really slow animal? A
Sloth?
A sloth. We joke about the sloth, but those are the most deadliest
What?
animals too.
Nah.
Three-toed sloth.
Really? They used to
Think
be.
it's
They used to be
three-toed.
huge.
They used to be gigantic, but everything did.
No, but I'm saying like even now they're
Look up the American short-faced bear. That thing is the
What's the
scariest.
sloth?
No, American short-faced bear. It used to exist back in the giant
Oh,
sloth.
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
because the sloth has really like their nails just gash
Cut
you.
you.
Yeah, it's just straight.
Damn.
That's crazy,
Scissor
right?
hands.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Damn. What? There's not abominable snowman, but a Sasquatch.
What do you think about
Damn.
that?
Oh, you think it's real?
Yeah,
I do.
Koalas do have chlamydia.
Wow.
Wow.
Chris was not being a shit poster. Alright, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
What was the other one y'all wanted to look up? What?
Nothing. They live with that.
The kangaroos all have AIDS.
Oh, God. Now you're jumping the
real?
food.
Never heard that before.
What, you want to edit that out with the yell?
Nah, yeah, we can joke about that now. Certain things we can't joke about. That's like from the 80s and stuff.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
AIDS ain't died out. We talking about motherfuckers?
Yeah, Magic Johnson got cured. They got a cure, bro.
Oh, yeah, the rich cure.
Yeah.
To take my son and turn him into a girl cure.
Oh, dang.
That what they did to his?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
conspiracy theory that I could get into, like that sacrifices of your family members to get rich and famous and to solidify your whole of millions.
Pick
and
me,
shit.
Illuminati, I want to be in, basically, right?
Yeah.
Pick me.
Or once you're already picked, they say, all right, now time to like Kanye, you know, and I think he regrets it. I think a lot of times these people regret their sacrifice. Eminem,
But look,
his boy,
but we saw these people in the beginning very gladly showing it out, doing, look at me, look how bad, and now then they get scared, bro. You still know what you're getting into. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, but
they don't realize
you don't make deals with the devil, fam. Put it like that. The devil don't share power. At the end of the day, you're gonna be.
it's for a reason. People say that for a reason. But the guy with the violin and shit, playing fiddle with the devil and shit.
Because a lot of people I know, at least celebrities, are like Scientologists or whatever. They all go to the same church in LA.
Well, I like how a lot of them are getting out of it, but
Yeah.
like that one chick from King of Queens.
Leah Remini.
Yeah. She went on with Joe Rogan and was flirting with she was flirting with Rogan on there.
Yeah.
But she was talking about like getting out of it and shit.
Man, those crazy Hollywood bras are all fucked up. I was just like, no, thank you. You know what I'm saying? No, thank you.
Yeah, I have a conspiracy. There's a lot of robots and shit. Like I've seen videos like on Instagram that are like from like where it's like not Kamala Harris, the princess Megan, whatever.
Oh,
Yeah.
That she looks like a fucking robot, like the way she I think they do robots and
Yeah.
maybe shapeshifters and shit. It looks like nose. I see videos that looks like the eyes and shit. Like they change like reptilian.
Oh no,
That's
that
crazy.
magic word.
That'll make people run. I mean, but who knows? I don't know. It could be like a species or something.
Yeah.
Oh, you were talking about like underneath, or there's other places. Silent. Oh, there's a conspiracy theory about sneezing. Nah, it's
Yeah.
fake.
You know what I heard?
What?
Alright, so maybe some people have heard about the underground military bases, right?
Right.
But here's the part that fucked me up, okay? This is the rumor I heard about some of these bases. All right, obviously, whatever. That there are people, if you're rich enough, you can pay a certain amount, and you will have your own basically like living area underground. But the deal is, you can never come up you can't come back up here ever again. You give up all your riches and your money, you pay a certain amount of fee to go live down there. But these are people who are evil, bro, because like.
So it's like they're about to get called out too.
It's like
they're hiding out.
It's like they can order. Hey, I want to have a couple of little 5-year-old boys.
Quote unquote hot dogs.
Like they get anything and everything they want down there.
Or pizzas.
And from what I've heard, like it's the most evil place in some of those places. Like
that reminds me.
That shit right there fucked me up. Thinking that shit goes on down there, bro.
They just order. They order whatever and they bring it to them.
I mean, it's like you live. Yeah. I mean, basically, you do whatever you want. You get fed. You get. You have a nice bathroom. But these people are really evil, and they they.
I mean, some of them might get regular women, regular whores and shit. But some of them might get like little boys.
But why would you have to go underground if your tastes were just normal, right?
Right.
If you go underground, you got some probably shit that you don't want people to.
I mean, Ghislaine Maxwell right now, it's like she's been testifying and shit.
Here's the part. Could you imagine if you were down there for, let's say, 10, 15 years and you were doing all this stuff? Can you imagine how your humanity is just gone, bro?
Well, you would literally look at ghosts,
demon,
right?
You're a demon, bro. You're a fucking demon.
You're underground.
No remorse, no
like,
nothing. You come out.
That's what I'm saying. It's
so
crazy,
they're
right?
probably drinking that adrenochrome.
Because look, this is crazy because obviously some of us don't believe that hell is a physical place. Some of us believe that hell is something eternal, blah blah blah. Right. But like when you say shit like this, it's like there's literally a hell underneath our feet, bro.
That is true.
It's crazy. Like these are demons that are living underground and. Bro, you can fill in the rest. You know what I'm saying?
I have a conspiracy that spirits, like alcohol, they call it that because you can get possessed when you're fucked up, and I think that sometimes I've been like blackout drunk.
I heard that.
And I feel like it's taking drunk.
I heard that when you get drunk or fucked up off stuff, right? A little hole pops up in your astral body, and then that's where the demons go. And I asked this to everybody. Name me one good thought you had when you were fucked up. Name me one loving thought you had about let me give me when you were fucked up. You don't. When you're drunk, you have the stupidest thoughts. You have the most evil thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Don't sit there and bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
And it's very possible that these other dimensional beings are just using us to have a good time.
Yeah.
And
And they tell you, hey, we'll be awesome, we'll get everything, but they just want to remember, you don't make a deal with evil at the end, you're just gonna be a drained little puppet.
Right. You're gonna suffer at the end. They use you up, man.
Yeah, bro.
Like when they used me up, it was that night when I didn't have no wheels afterwards and shit. And I had to deal with the aftermath. And that whole just went, it's gone. That's one. There's no conspiracy that there's children in Africa that are mining for the lithium for the batteries of our phones and our tablets.
You mean the phone that you're recording this podcast on, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's a given, right?
I don't know. Some people don't know that, but it's recorded. It should be well known.
I mean, when I put out my nights every morning, I said thanks to whoever to look at these up. You know what I'm saying? Shout out.
$5 labor for $100 you.
Thank you for not bleeding on my fucking
That's how you hustle. You buy for nothing and you sell for $100. You know what I'm saying? That's corporate. You know what I'm saying?
And then what Japan did to the Chinese in the 40s, that shit rhymes.
Chinese in 40s?
Kinda.
Yeah.
If you say it a certain way, Chinese.
All right, Eminem.
40s.
All right, Eminem.
Thank you. Yeah. No, what's it called? They're doing that to the Uyghurs or whatever they're called right now.
Remember when T-Pain rhymed mansion with Wisconsin?
Nah, but Styles P said orange and I don't know what he said.
Let's see, I want.
Locked up. He said orange and I don't know what he said.
Orange locked up.
Feels so boring.
Something like that. Yeah, something like that. I was like, alright, that's a stretch, but because you can't, there's nothing that rhymes with it. With orange.
Porridge.
It's not a conspiracy theory that the federal, the prison system is privatized.
For slave labor as well?
Slave labor as well.
Testing on the prisoners, like the stuff that Romo talked about?
Still going on today.
Hell to the yeah.
Yeah, man.
Can you imagine what's probably going on in these private prisons? That's probably, yeah. You probably don't want to think about what's going on in private prisons.
Right. Subliminal messages.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's.
It's the way, and you know, that's some shit I look up a little bit, right? How the industry and Hollywood throws in messages. And one thing I've noticed that if you hear people start counting and rhyming shit, they're trying to. That's how they do
programming.
it. That's how they program these people who have been programmed. For them, that's a trigger. For them, if they hear those words, those phrases, those rhymes, they're gonna, whatever personality has been programmed into them, they're gonna turn into that. But me and you are just like, oh, that sounds like a cool song. But no, see, it's always catchy. That's the whole point. It's supposed to be catchy. It's supposed to rhyme. You know, there's 1, 2 that are, you know what I'm saying? Like the one I showed you earlier from that Christina Aguilera song. You know what I'm saying?
And Demi Lovato.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be all positive, but then that like towards the end, it's like a demonic low sound that says like,
telling you,
like shut up, shake your ass and shit. And it's
shut
like,
up, know your place. You know your, you know, And this song's supposed to be about uplifting young girls and women, and you know how we're not supposed to be put in the spot. Yeah, bro. That's subliminal messaging when you all of a sudden have a little, you'll start rhyming a little.
They're not even playing it backwards anymore. They used to put that shit like backwards.
I bet you they do play it backwards.
I'm sure they do still put backwards things, but or I don't know.
You know,
and
like,
there's also like certain things that we can't hear, but
like the other day, I wasn't. Does anybody know Bob Dylan? Oh,
yeah, okay. The Soul to Soul. And he can't stop,
bro. The way
singing because the way he said he.
Because someone was asking him about those songs he wrote when he first, you know, came on the scene. You know, they're like, they were so good, you know. Yeah, when he came out, everybody loved this shit. Like, this dude in the 70s and 60s was the shit, right? And, you know, the interview was like, those records you were writing were amazing. And Bob Dylan was just like, yeah, I probably couldn't write like that anymore. And the guy was like, what do you mean? He goes, well, you know, that doesn't really come from... And he started reciting some of the lyrics. He's like, that doesn't come from here. That doesn't come from me. That comes from a higher power. And the guy's like, what do you mean? And Bob Dylan tried to walk it back, right? You know, but what he's obviously hinting at is that, like, some of these shit that they, you know, like, some of the stuff that these people do is straight up, like, it's like demonic, bro. Yeah.
That's what demons.
Like, you're, like, they're possessed and they'll write these songs or something, or write these, like a lot of people, if you, like, Led Zeppelin, it's one of the most famous rock groups ever, and they've got many conspiracies about, like, how they were, you know, because they were pretty occult. Their symbols, the stuff that the guitarists did, you know, some of the stuff that they would do and dressing and shit. And a lot of times people would ask, like, why were they so good for just those, like, 8-9 years? Like, everything they did was gold. They had the biggest band in the world, bro. And all of a sudden, they can't write a single good record anymore. No one cares. I think that's the reason.
Beatles.
Yeah, them too, probably.
And they're like, it's like a contract, and it runs out at a certain point.
Because you know, in Led Zeppelin, the lead singer, his son died. Like while he was away on tour, his 6-year-old son died.
Sacrifice.
The drummer was killed, in the end. You know what I'm saying? And he basically overdosed on I think it was a sacrifice. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
Michael Jackson, bro, that was a whole bullshit thing. Some say he's alive still.
I don't touch that one, bro. That's
too far.
That's
well,
2009.
it's just sad, bro, because you know when you hear about what it took to create an artist like Michael Jackson, it's sad. Like their dad would whip them like dogs until they got every single move down. Like, bro, this is MK Ultra. This is mind control. This is how they do it. Yeah. They torture you. They beat you.
They break you. They make you dissociate.
Yes, they disassociate you from your personality, create other personalities. So now. They turn that personality into their bitch. Now, you know, you're brainwashed into thinking that this person is God, that you need, that without this person you can't do anything. You know what I'm saying? It's really horrible.
And then even if you ever get out of it, you're still fucked. You're fucked up.
Yeah.
And you know what's fucked up? I found out that Michael Jackson's estate, you know who it's owned by? It is not owned by him, not owned by his family, not his wife, not his kids. His facial surgeon from back in the 80s, like his dermatologist, the guy that's who owns Michael Jackson's all estate. Isn't that pretty interesting?
Yeah,
why the fuck would the guy sounds I mean you could put some dots together. I just told you a lot of shit. You could put some pieces together.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That whole thing was crazy.
But I ain't gotta make conspiracies. Look, you fell asleep already.
No, I'm awake.
No, he's not.
You got any other ones?
Nah,
What about you? You did a whole report about John F. Kennedy, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, but we already
Was it
kind
the
of.
mafia?
No, I mean it was the government that killed Kennedy.
A sleeper cell.
I mean, they killed him because they wanted to get rid of the CIA. They was gonna shut it down.
Splintered into 1,000 pieces into the wind.
Just get rid of it.
That's what he said.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can find that quote.
And then obviously he got killed. And what did that hiding in people? Dang, are we not safe in our own country? Maybe it is okay if there's a government agency that's hearing what people are saying on their phones or on radio frequencies and looking at people, having agents walking around like civilians in everyday life.
Putting
Just
cameras everywhere.
and watching people. Obviously, and then when he got obviously killed from a U.S. citizen who went to Russia and then obviously came back, if that was him, obviously it wasn't him. He didn't kill him, so it's just kind of crazy how they went about it.
Some people
Perfect decoy.
Some people say that Oswald was told by the army that you're a secret agent and you're going to Russia because you're doing a mission for us. He was being led on the whole time, and then in the end he found out that he was a patsy. After jail, he's like, oh, after the president got killed and everything's like, damn, I was set up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. For all we know, he was told, go up to that rooftop and watch for the shooter. When you see the shooter, you need to let us know. You know what I'm saying? And he was out there looking, what does he look like? He was the guy who shot him now. You're standing in the window with the gun.
It's crazy. In the 40s, there's some. I wish I could name the documents, but it was all declassified files that showed that the army was testing like sleeper agent type of soldiers where they would do as instructed via something that you would say. Like some video games have described it, like BioShock did it, but and even
like a phrase or
like
Winter
set
Soldier.
numbers or a radio frequency or a radio song or something that they would play.
Certain pitch or sound that
would trigger it. Yeah. So. Well.
How long has that been?
36.
That's pretty good though.
Yeah, for sure. That's part one at least. Well, maybe
I thought we did a conspiracy part one.
Maybe did we?
This guy.
I don't think we did. I think it was more like a
come over.
Come over of a bunch of ideas that we had and really.
I can leave one food for thought for the listeners is
okay.
All 16.
Yeah.
Hey, but sometimes there's listeners that aren't subscribers.
Hey, subscribe, like and subscribe, please, and drop us a comment.
Enjoy the content, let us know what we can do.
If you got some topics, hey, we need some fucking topics.
Leave a comment. Chris checks that shit all the time. Did we ever get any comments?
Yeah, like we got, like on the Harry Potter one, I think we got one, like corrections, and then one of our early ones, my cousin corrected us. We're talking about some Hollywood actress that quit, or some dude that quit because of the whole pedophile Hollywood thing. Some shit, I don't know. It's not like DJ, but sometimes people do.
Okay.
Sometimes people do. Yeah.
Alright, well, yeah. So episode 57.
Much love.
Now, wait, Romo's gonna leave you food for thought.
Oh, yeah, food for thought, baby.
Is, what is it? The three, what was they called? Help me out, it was when they went and tried to take the Holy Land back. The Renaissance.
He's talking about the Crusades.
Yeah, the Crusades. Well, what if they were all three of them were wars? But what if they were all three rise and the fall of the Knights of Templar? The rise as in the first one being that they were trying to take the Holy Land back, and that was where the Knights of the Templar kind of showed their valor. The second one, the same kind of was the same thing, but the Knights of the Templar started figuring out like maybe the Vatican and stuff wasn't what it is. Maybe this who they're fighting for isn't what they're supposed to be fighting for.
Right, what they thought.
And then the third one, it was obviously it was a showing that the Knights were betraying the Vatican, and that was it. They wanted to take out the Knights of the Templar, and that was it.
So they were framing the last.
Crazy.
Because they didn't want to do it. In a way, they really didn't want to do it. And when the Vatican tried to go do it, they botched the entire thing, and it was just a failure from the start.
Dang.
So the Vatican kind of blamed the Knights, and the Knights of the Templar, quote unquote, no more, but I think they're still around. You never know.
That's a movie, the A-Team, I think.
What?
Where the
The
A-Team,
A-Team.
with Rampage Jackson and Liam Neeson's in that bitch.
Yeah.
He plays Hannibal. And so what happens is, remember, I don't know if you remember, but they're known for doing missions and blah blah blah.
Right.
They go do a mission and they think it's all on the up and up, but it's a mission to frame them. And then after that, now they're wanted, they're enemies. That's what he's saying happened to the Templar. They went about the first two doing their thing, but the church did not want to share power because, like I said, evil doesn't ever share power.
Right.
And they were like, these are the guys who were doing the fighting. So if we tell them that we're gonna cut them off, they could probably kill us, right? So we're just gonna set them up.
Right.
So that was the third crusade. That's what Romo said. That the third crusade was all the setup to fuck these guys over. That's why a lot of them ended up in Scotland. That's why there's a lot of history that goes to Scotland. If you look up guys like there's something called Bruce. Fuck, I need to go study this.
Bruce Magnus.
Nah, man. Anyhow, that's good. Episode 57.
Yeah, man. Much love.
Peace.
Yeah.